everybody, and welcome to our special holiday edition episode of TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon.
And me, Banshee.
And this is our special holiday episode, so we'd like to say happy holidays to everyone. And we're going to light our special holiday candle now. Let's see if I can get this right. And we're going to wish happy holidays to everyone. Happy Diwali, the Festival of Lights. Blessed Yule, Happy Solstice. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. A very happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everyone. With this candle blessing, I'd like to extend for a prosperous, happy new year to everyone. Peace, blessing is returning.
Yay!
So now we'll have a poem from Banshee.
This is my 2019 Winter Solstice Greeting Poem. In the darkness, at the midnight hour, chant magic words and raise some power. Energy swirling around you, entering into your body too. With desire now aside, your doubts and fears have nowhere to hide. Release them now on this longest night. Let hope be your beacon shining bright. Nourish your desire every day so it can manifest without delay. Soon as the summer solstice draws near, all you worked so hard for should appear. May 2020 bring you what you desire, and that you continue to aim even higher.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And for my 2019 Christmas greeting, the spirit of Christmas won't be found hidden beneath the snow on the ground. It's not underneath the Christmas tree, nor in all the dazzling lights you see. Not in all the toys and gadgets they sell, nor in the yummy baked goods you smell. It's not in a colorful holiday dress, or the cards coming to your address. Not in the Christmas carols you sing, or the Christmas bells that chime and ring. Where can the spirit of Christmas be? In love we give to everybody. We hope your Christmas is filled with love and bountiful blessings from above.
Hi everybody.
Hey everyone.
Here
Welcome.
We are again. Hope you enjoyed that.
Well, welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Happy solstice and all the other holidays we mentioned, including Christmas, of course. As you can see here, we do have our holiday decor barely in view. And what's not in view, of course, is the fantastic dish of candy. What is Christmas without some candy?
Camera's over that way now, a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to do a slight repositioning of the camera.
Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. We've got everybody's names down except Casey, I see. And Gina, welcome Gina. If you've missed the intro, Gina, you might want to watch the video later.
There were cats.
There were cats, amongst other things.
So we hope you enjoyed that. We hope you enjoyed the candle lighting and
Vera,
Banshee's recitations.
hello. Okay, wow, we're rolling here. So, anything else up and new?
I don't know. Maybe you know.
Not really. Actually, yes, I do know. Today, and all through till the Thursday after New Year, you have your choice. If you have a question you want to ask us, fine. or you can opt instead to get a New Year's Outlook reading, and it's good. That one will be 4 cards, and it will just give you an overview of what 2020 has in store for you. I pulled something together, and we will be doing that. You just tell us what your choice is, to get the 2020 Outlook or to give us your question when it's your turn, of course.
And it's a limited time only.
Limited time only. And so I'm going to mention, oh, I see Smiling has come. Welcome,
Hi,
Smiling Soul.
We should probably move this a little bit.
Oh, we are going to move them most definitely. Would you like a
sure.
candy first?
Oh, you know I would.
You know I'm going to, oh,
What
you
do you
know
got?
what? Thank you. Where are they? Okay. Oh. Thank you, makers of Kit Kats, who put together a Kit Kat with cinnamon in it. 2 of my favorite things, chocolate and cinnamon. You know, I'm going to grab 2 before I move this. So
right.
I'm going to take a peppermint patty because 'tis the season.
Well, I'll just take one of everything too, I guess.
Everything. Yeah, the
They're kind of spilling all over here.
Kisses are the candy cane kisses.
Got it.
All right.
Alrighty.
Hand it back, Mr. O. And let's get on with the show. What deck are you reading with today, Mr. O?
I'm going to start off with the Egyptian deck, and I'm just going to show our little kitties over there in the corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there they are. The stars of the show.
Yes. So that's the cat cam. Oh, coming forward.
And I probably should move this out of the way,
Yeah, that would
too.
probably be a good idea. There we
Maybe
go.
I'll just slide it off camera. Okay. Hopefully he will not play with that. He's looking at it. Which one are you reading with again? I'm sorry.
The Egyptian deck, the Nefertiti Tarot.
Well, I've got 2. I've got my Ciro Marchetti Tarot of Dreams, which everybody has seen before, and just for the heck of it, because, you know, the theme of my Christmas poem was a little bit about Christmas being the season of love. And so a deck that I was planning on bringing out around Valentine's Day, and it'll probably make a reappearance, I've brought out now, and it is called the Lover's Path Tarot. And so really a lot of the imagery is about love and maybe love goddesses, various things. Here's Arthur and Guinevere as, of course, this is the Emperor card, and they're both together. I kind of like that. So that's just to give you an example of the Lover's Path Tarot by Chris Walder, and it's a U.S. Games deck. And here's the 7 of Arrows. So you'll see a really nice classical look to the cards as well. So I think I'll be reading with that a bit today. It came in a beautiful box set. I just wanted to throw this out. I actually got this in the year 2004, and it came in this really wonderful box, and with the deck, and actually, see, it came with a scroll. It's got a special reading in there as well. So it was really nicely packaged. I very much enjoy this deck. It's a special one for me. Okay, and I may have a surprise deck that I'll show you a little bit later if we have a few moments of a break that I just got today, yesterday in the mail. It's gorgeous, and I will show it off. I'm not going to say anything more about it. Very cute and very whimsical. So I have the list so far, and let's see, has anybody else come? I see Daphne has arrived. I'm going to read off the names on the list. Welcome, Daphne. You are definitely on the list. And here's the list as I have it. I have Ave Maria, and then Missiana, Balkis, Tana, Josephine, KC, followed by Gina, Vera, Smiling Soul, and then Daphne. So just try to hang with us, and remember, today you can either get your question answered or get an outlook for 2020. And we're doing this for the next few streams, so if you're going to come back, you know, next Thursday, you have the option of getting it then. Okay, so Ave Maria, which do you prefer? Do you have a question for us, or do you want the 2020 outlook? You're welcome, Daphne. We were experiencing a lot of delays lately. We're not sure what's going on, so I don't know if you guys will be encountering that today. The last stream had a bit of it. Not sure why. So Ave Maria, where are you? One thing about this Lover's Path deck is the cards are very wide. A little hard for me to handle. But other than that, I do like this deck. Oh yeah, they make mint Kit Kats. I've been there, Smiling Soul. I've had them. But I saw cinnamon today, and I'm just like, oh, they're mine. I'm a cinnamonaholic, basically. I admit. You know, you have to admit that you have a problem, and that's my problem. I love cinnamon. To a fault. One more time, Ave Maria. Can't believe you have left us. You are top on the list. We will have to put you at the bottom. Oh, you want eggnog? Oh, no, not for me. Sorry, but you're welcome to it.
I like eggnog.
Yes, Mr. O likes eggnog.
And as you can partially see, the
Okay,
sassy
Ave,
cat is in my court here.
We're going to have to... Hey, Jay, I'm putting you down on the list, but you're at the bottom. Some people have beat you here today. Although Ave Maria is about to lose her turn right now. And I'm going to put her below Jay in case she comes back. And we're going to move on to Miss Yana. So, Miss Yana, if you have a question, we'll take your question. Or if you want a New Year's 2020 Outlook spread. Okay.
What are Daniel's thoughts about you?
Well, okay, I'm glad. Now, you know, I had a little time. I'm off of work finally for the holidays and after. Mystic Moonchild. Hey, welcome, welcome. I will add you to the list. Do you want to shuffle these while I add Mystic Moon? And then give them back to me because I didn't shuffle them really well enough.
These are quite wide.
That's what I said.
Deck.
They are. I know. So we might. I will go back and forth between this and the other one. Okay. Well, anyway, I wanted to tell you, Miss Yana, I came up with a reading that might help us if I can find it. I added a few 3-card spreads. Not enough. You guys are giving me great ideas for them, though, so I appreciate that. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, this one is going to talk about, is it Daniel? Yeah, Daniel's current situation, Daniel's attitudes towards you, and where things are headed.
Okay, and I did my shuffling.
Will, in other words, so Daniel, you may not have a relationship yet. If you are in a relationship with Daniel, it'll kind of tell, you know, what's happening with the existing relationship. And if you're just wanting a relationship to develop, it'll just say where it's going to go. So let's see what we have today for Miss Yana.
So currently friends. Okay.
It's good to know. All right, you want to pick them up?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is the situation.
It's a little difficult for me.
Yeah, you know, the cat's right there. Sorry, I probably should have done it.
I think the microphone's a lot closer today, too.
Lay them out.
But.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we've got some reversals here. I will say that. That's the moon. We have the moon reversed. We have the 5 of coins reversed. And we have the 7 of staves or wands reversed. So basically, the attitude, or no, Daniel's current situation right now is that it seems as though some things are going to become clearer to him. Maybe he's going to receive some information, or he's going to have some time to think things through. And he is about to get some clarity in his life on how he stands on things. This could possibly be in relationship to you.
Right. It looks to me like maybe he's sort of in a semi-investigative mode, and that there are some things about his life that he's figuring out, or that he has a little bit of a mystery going on in his life, just some puzzle or something like that. But as Banshee says, it may be something that involves you, hence that's why it's showing up in this position.
And then the next position is the attitudes towards you.
I think she has a comment there that's interesting.
Oh, okay. Okay,
And go ahead.
I see. Well, I'm not sure that this person is in that mode either necessarily, because the Five of Coins is reversed. It seems as though, was this person in a relationship recently by chance? Has it not been going well? There might be some kind of recovery going on from...
Well, there is, to some degree, the idea that there's some deceptions involved when the moon shows up, and so it may be the kind of thing like maybe he's a little bit deceptive about what his goals are. Maybe he's just really more interested in something casual, and it just isn't the kind of thing that you would be interested in, but maybe he's into not representing himself accurately. So therefore, with the second card, in what position or what is that?
Well, the one thing I would caution you about is he may feel, because of something he's going through, he may seem a little bit needy at times, like maybe needing some support. Friendship obviously would be a good thing, because I do think that there is some need for some support there.
Not with him.
Not with... Oh. Oh, gee, that's interesting. And so what do you make of this one? This one is where things are headed.
Well, it seems to me like
will something develop or deepen?
He's the kind of person that is looking for somebody to be more supportive of him without necessarily feeling the same way about another person. He may be somebody who sort of has a little bit of a negative view on life, or that maybe he feels he needs more help. So he might be a little bit needy is what I'm saying here, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of almost think it fits right in with the Five of Coins there, reversed.
And of course, it is always likely that if he's really casual about things, then maybe he thinks that being, related to you or associated with you through the idea of a baby, then that just helps his goals. If he's looking for somebody to be more supportive of him, then there's
an attachment there that's, right. I see that in a way. But let me see what the Lenormand has to say about this. This was a little bit of a mixed bag with my Lover's Path here cards.
Oh, for goodness sake, Sassy.
Well,
Hi, Esoterics.
Hey, E.T., welcome. I've got the Child.
He really does seem needy, is what it feels like to me.
And I've got the Clover. And, that's just it, too. I don't know what to make of this other than there's an opportunity here, a small gain or a small opportunity for someone. It could be him. How he sees the relationship with you is like it's very opportunistic for him. It's fortunate for him. So as long as it remains that way, it sounds like, there is going to be
I wouldn't say that he's like an outright con person or
No.
grifter, but I do feel like he has some values issues in terms of how he goes about doing that. And the Five of Coins reverse sort of tells me that he is maybe coming out of an even needier basic background of some sort. And so he maybe is the kind of person that looks to other people's kindness as indicative of them being his savior, and he's just getting too personal, perhaps. That could be what's happening there with that, is that he's just misunderstanding the signals. And we're having a little bit of kittydom around here right now. They're all
one left,
moving
one
around.
left.
Don't know what's up with that.
Sonny has taken over the show as he likes to do. Okay, so I have esoterics on the list. I have everybody. Hey, E.T., if you missed our intro, you might want to check that out. We had an intro video today to the stream. And I don't know how that works. Is everything...
So we hope that was helpful, Miss Yana.
Yeah, Miss Yana, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut this short. I hope that's somewhat helpful. I do think, friendship-wise, it seems like things might be... You might be getting more... He might be getting more out of the friendship than you might in the long term. I would say it that way. And that's what we have for you today.
And I'm going to take advantage of peppermint mint patty cookies.
And hey, Balkus, You have a choice of your question answered or our 2020 Outlook spread for today. And through the up to New Year's. The live stream after New Year will offer it, and then we'll be done. Well, feel free to check in with us again on this, Miss Yana, if there's anything else that's going on that's an issue. Or if you join us on our next stream, grab a 2020 update.
And you are welcome.
Hey, Balkus, we're calling you now. Give you a few minutes.
And we'll remind people that every day we give a tarot for the day featured the night before, and kind of a guideline for our general audience on what tarot's energies say is going on that day. And those are on our Facebook page and also on our Twitter. So you can check those out daily.
Popular on Twitter lately. They're getting retweeted a bit. And I thank you all who are with me today from Twitter that are retweeting them so much. Very appreciative.
So if Balkus doesn't respond shortly,
last chance, Balkus. We're going to have to let you go to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and
type their name in just in case they're there.
Yeah, that's right. We were going to be doing that.
Is that KUS or IS? IS. Oops.
Yeah.
And has Mystic Dreamer already shown up?
Oh, Mystic Dreamer. Hey, when did you show?
Just now, apparently.
All right, I'm going to throw you on the list, Mystic D. Okay.
I think we should move on.
We're moving on. Okay, Balkus has been added to the bottom. And we have Tana. Hey, Tana, do you have a question or do you want a 2020 Outlook spread?
And can you put that there so I can read it a little bit later?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What kind of relationship will my next relationship be like? Serious or fling? Okay.
I'll see if I have something for that.
Can I use my deck for that?
Yeah, sure. Sorry. Because this one is a handful, as I have pointed out.
It's a handful. Serious or fling?
I think we're going to do 3 cards.
All right.
Just looking. I don't have one to quite match up, but that's a good one. I have to make a note of that.
These over to you to shuffle now.
Huh?
Handing over to you.
Alrighty.
Very good.
So I have this deck I just got in the mail. No surprise there. And it is so adorable that I will have to show off some cards from it. It's a nice little oracle deck. Very, very whimsical.
And I haven't gotten a new deck lately, I don't
Am
think.
I cutting? Well, I did
go
get
ahead
you.
and cut.
I think the last one you got was Santa Muerte.
Yes, that's true. So that's been about a year, or a little bit more than a year.
Well, we did buy a deck that we co-own, and that's the Alchemical Visions Tarot.
I got the Hecate deck.
That's right, you did.
A very, very unique one, too. Okay, I'm going to flip those cards for Tina now.
All right.
Okay, looks like we have some major arcanas here, right?
Yeah.
So our first card is the the Two of Swords reversed.
Whoa. Well, I'm looking at these cards. This is going to be a... I hope you're ready for this, Tina.
Then I have Strength reversed. This is that goldenish deck.
And then you have... I need to move faster. Is that Lovers? It's hard to read your shiny deck.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
So it's the Lovers reversed. I'm almost thinking that if it's serious, I don't know that it's going to be really a right fit for you.
And these are both like choice kind of questions.
Right.
Yes.
You have to be careful if you have a choice of more than one person in the coming year that you make a proper or right choice about this, because this shows the Two of Swords shows reverse, shows movement, but sometimes not in the right direction. We just had this card recently, didn't we, in our tarot for tomorrow?
From an overall perspective, my feel here is that in a way it's kind of like neither serious nor fling. It's just maybe something that you'll just feel like the sooner you get away from it. And I don't think there's an element of danger or anything. It's just really, like Banshee said, clearly unmatched. And maybe it's once again somebody who's overly needy. I get a slight feel for that.
Well, I feel it puts you at a disadvantage, with goals and different things that you want out of life. It seems that's why I said the mismatch. It seems like you're put in a weaker position for your own life in this relationship. And do you want to, we all need to make sure that relationships are an equal proposition.
Right, and I feel like there's an element here of somebody maybe trying to guilt you into, feeling, more for them than you're willing to feel.
Oh, Khalil, I feel that. I do.
5-8.
Yeah.
Ooh, sounds like a nice holiday gift for somebody.
Indeed, yourself. So I'm not looking at this as being very long-term, and I'm not looking at this as being necessarily a fling per se, but it's definitely going to be more of a short duration.
That's what it feels like to me, like it's just kind of moving along towards something else, actually. That it may actually lead you towards something else because there's a question going on about that.
The first card I drew here was the ship, and the second card I drew was the star.
No, I feel that more than ever.
Yeah, really, because it seems like you will be moving on from this into something that will give you more hope. But it might take, I'm not going to project that it's all of 2020. You will have to go through this cycle first, and then something else will open up to you because you will say, enough, I need to move from this situation, and the universe will respond.
Well, I almost wonder if maybe some of this is really talking about the remnants or the strangle-ons of the last or most recent relationship, and so therefore this is what's really kind of creating the resolve to be a little bit more questioning, a little bit more thoughtful, and a little bit more inquisitive into the nature of what's going on with people's motivations and stuff, and just taking the time to really check it out with people.
So that's what we had for you, Tina. So I think it's, like I said, it's not going to be a fling per se, but it's not going to be a long duration thing. You'll realize that this is not right pretty soon on, I think.
So really what's happening, I guess, is that as you continue your meditation on that, you are moving towards the something better.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm still thinking that this one lies in the future. And I think that, but like I said, it looks like there is some optimism, some reason to be optimistic once the cycle passes. And that's what we have for you, Tina.
Alrighty, thank you, Tina.
And hey, Josephine, it's on you now. You either can ask us a question or you can get a 2020 Outlook spread, your choice. And while we're waiting, thank you, Mystic Moon.
Thank you, Mystic
I really appreciate that. And I still read books, I'll tell you what, because I'm always learning something new from the books. So believe me, I am an avid reader, librarian that I am.
We don't always go through our bio, our history, but it's kind of immense. I mean, we both have been reading cards for over 40, 45 years each. And we've just never done this before, the reading together thing. We've read in tandem, at the same events where maybe we were reading at the same table, but we didn't pull our abilities together. And so
no,
that's
not
what's
like
unique
this.
for us right
Which
now.
is what we really wanted to try because we definitely click, obviously, after so many years. And also we bring our own fresh perspectives to the cards. And we thought, what if we combined our forces? Let's see how it works. So Josephine wants a 2020 spread, which we're going to do. And Sunny is laying on it, so good luck reading it, Mr. O. But anyway, I wanted to show my Garden Dragons deck. This is the new deck I was speaking about. And it has some very, very awesomely cute cards here. What a creative idea this was. There's just all kinds of things that grow, or maybe some that don't. Peanuts grow, of course. Because here we have a peanut butter dragon. And here we have an apple dragon.
The peanut butter dragon. That's dopey.
Well, look, and now after the peanut butter dragon, I've just pulled the grape dragon. So grape jelly. It says grape jelly dragon. So there you go. Very, very whimsical. I haven't read the interpretations yet in here, but I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and it's just so adorable. And I'll tell you what.
They are cute.
Dragon decks don't normally appeal to me. I mean, I'm not that crazy about dragons, never was. But you know what? I really think these are adorable. What a beautiful art job this is. This is US Games deck, and the artwork is by Stanley Morrison, and it's written by Arwen Lynch. And it just came out, I think it's this last year.
Yeah, just the last several months even.
So they're very adorable. And they might be on somebody's Christmas gift list. I won't mention names.
I'm with you though, Banshee.
Okay,
Dragons
let's roll for Josephine here.
Yeah, sorry to keep putting you out, Josephine, but we're going to do the 2020 outlook. So you're actually the first person we're doing it for on the live stream because we just come up with this.
I just came up with this. It's a nice overview reading. I'm going to tell you what it's about right now. Are you shuffling?
We're on Josephine.
Yes.
Jay Walker.
Yeah, Jay Walker, we're on Josephine. You are down the list a bit, but I'll give an update on the list after Josephine's reading, okay? So card 1 is the main focus for the year ahead. Card 2 will be the opportunities or challenges you will be facing. Card 3 will be the lessons learned, the takeaway from the year 2020. And card 4, where will you be at this time next year? I mean, what will be going on in your life at this time next year? So let's see what we have for you.
Is he laying on mine?
On your what?
Mine.
We only had one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We are sharing. That's why I did big print, because I can see it even where it is at. Yeah, I figured I'd make it smaller. It's less a target for him to lay on. All right, I'm going to cut him. Wow, he gave me room to cut today. I am so impressed in shuffle. Thank you, Sonny.
All right, Josephine, here we go for 2020.
Raining. The sun is just sparkling today here in Michigan.
We're having unnaturally warmer weather.
Yes, it's going to be in the 40s through Christmas and beyond, which is kind of interesting for us.
All right, so card 1 is the main focus.
Holy moly, you have all upright cards. I will say that,
Yeah,
Josephine.
they look nice or interesting.
Well, they look interesting. There's a little mixed bag, but for the most part, nice. Like right now, the main focus for your year ahead seems to me is going to be on some emotional or creative issues of some sort. I
think it's how you do kindness, how you put forth your goodwill and your heart to the world. I think a lot of this is the healing work you do, whether it's bona fide actual healing work or if it's just through the inspirations or ideas that you put forward. But it is of a loving nature, you're involved in acts of kindness or you're directing that. Or you will find that this is the aura around you through other similar people.
That's true, because in a way the King of Cups is kind of a benevolent king, but he's very emotional. He's empathic. He kind of likes to party a little bit, maybe more so than the other kings. He likes the, I won't say debauchery of rulership, but he can kind of have his way with things, but in a good way because he's upright. And I think that, you're going to find this a very joy-filled year, either because you're giving a lot of yourself and maybe because whenever you give, you always receive. That's a very important thing to keep in mind.
Card 2 is the opportunities or challenges that you're going to face.
And it's justice, upright. And so this is speaking in terms of either legal decisions or social justice, maybe working on some movement or cause that's very important to you. This seems to be an opportunity, actually. I think justice, if it is about a legal decision, things are going to go very well for you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. If it is about your involvement with legal matters, it does seem like you're on the up and up with this. You have the sufficient support from legal people that you need, but it may be that just you are facing some particular opportunities there.
Well, and just the idea that, if you've been struggling with being treated fairly in some situations, it seems like that is going to shift. It's an opportunity next year that, you're going to overcome some of those challenges regarding, not being treated fairly or equally in some way. So I think that's a very positive card. There's definitely smooth sailing with that. Now, the lessons to learn and the takeaways from next year, you happen to get, dun dun dun, the Devil upright. And the Devil upright says you have to guard against kind of obsessive behaviors. You have to guard against any kind of addictions or maybe being overly attached to things, too possessive. The devil's kind of things in our lives that restrict us or hold us back in some ways. We are almost obligated or in bondage to certain situations.
This could also just represent too that probably, and I feel that there is somehow a connection to the card and to the legal thing. So I'm wondering if maybe some of this is just maybe the legal situation has been ongoing and that there is a particular challenge there that's coming from a devilish kind of, force against you. We could at least call it that it's just maybe the opposition to particular aims or goals of your own. So mostly it's a sense of being vigilant there and being able to control that or be in control of that. And a lot of that is about how you express your own need to have effect on the material world, because that's ultimately what the devil is about too,
right,
is your mastery over the material aspects of the world. So in that sense, it's not necessarily evil per se, but it may be more self-oriented, selfish, that kind of thing.
And the final card, which is where will you be next year at this time? Well, you have the Seven of Wands, and that is upright. And basically, the Seven of Wands is telling me that you are going to be, in a position of advantage. Wherever you are now, you're going to be like this much higher. So you're going to be at a very good advantage, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in career, whether it's in your personal life. It just seems as though things are going to fall together quite nicely for you, and you are going to be able to stand tall above everybody, is kind of standing beneath you there.
This deck is so cool because it just seems to have more than just a couple of crocodiles. And, crocodiles are sort of the metaphor for evil or bad things happening.
Yeah,
too.
Look at that.
It's kind of funny because it reminds me of a Detroit area new wave song about somebody who's a crocodile, who's bitter, biter, crocodile. And
so what analogy are you trying to make here?
well,
I know,
I guess
but...
I'm just sort of spinning in my new wave era, but I think it's what you said more or less, that really it is about keeping those forces at bay. And like, once again, I see this possible continuation from card 2 at least going forward, that really for you, Josephine, it may seem that some amount of struggle with contrary forces or more materialistic or selfish forces seems to be more the norm than not. So it's good to know that you seem to be able to move positively, protecting yourself or moving ahead with that.
And so I drew a couple of Lenormand to see what else might be coming to you in the next year. And we have the letter. And we have the home. I could look at this a couple of different ways. You might be getting a letter about somebody returning, somebody coming home, or some important news is going to be coming to your home that you have been waiting for and hoping for. The other possibility that it is news concerning property.
I sort of think it's that middle one, that it's something coming to the home, news that you've been expecting. Mm-hmm. And it's important enough. It may involve some of what the matters are talking about, how the legal decisions are going, or where you may have to employ a particular amount of your force. And
that's what we have for your year ahead outlook, Josephine. I hope you enjoyed that. And we hope you have a great 2020. And so I'm going to give the list where we stand right now so everybody knows. Next on the list is Casey, you are up. And then Gina, Vera, Smiling Soul, Daphne, Jay Walker, Ave, Mystic Moon, Esoterics, Balkus if they've come back, and Mystic Dreamer. So Ave and Balkus had left at some point. If they're back, I had put them back on the list, but we might go right past them. So let's get rolling with KC. What would you like, KC? Do you have a question, or would you like a 2020 outlook? Okay, Gina, I will definitely keep you in mind, and we'll use the Lover's Path for you. But it's KC's up right now.
I could use more candy.
You could use more candy? I heard you. And I can deliver.
The glamorous Egyptian cards.
Oh,
They are.
okay. 2020 outlook, too. All right.
The future's so bright, you have to wear shades.
Oh, dear.
I couldn't resist that.
That's too much, Mr. O. I'm going to warm these up for Gina a little bit, and then when you're ready to have me
You
show.
are welcome, Josephine, and of course, come back again.
Yep. Did you drop one?
The Nine of Pentacles reversed.
Uh-oh.
Let's pretend we didn't.
Well, we'll see if it seems impertinent to the reading.
Why are you doing
They
your
are
cards?
stunning cards. I'm just getting this ready for Gina. She wants these. I'm just warming them up. Just warming them up.
I see.
I still have to shuffle yours. I know that. All right. Well, so we've just been having all sorts of fun, as you could see from our intro, with the cats. I can't tell you how logistically difficult that was to do, because how do you get all three cats to stay in one place at the same time? Well, we found out it wasn't that easy, but treats do help.
Hi, Elaine.
Hey, Lainey. Welcome. I'll pop you on the list. We are doing just fine. Casey is going to be adding another deck. That's what Gina said. Yeah, he probably will after seeing this one. That deck is gorgeous. I have to say it is. All right.
Nefertiti's Tarot. And it's a low scarable.
Okay, let me get Elaine on the list.
So this is that four-way one again.
Yes.
The outlook, okay.
Yes, the outlook. Wow, it's a little up and down there, KC, but that's what life is. So, let's see what we have.
First card.
It's the High Priestess reversed, and that is the main focus for the year. Wow, do you want to take that one?
Well, it could be that there are some things that you would rather not reveal but may end up being revealed, or that you may feel that somehow what you've tried to offer, what you've tried to give is just not being accepted. Well, maybe you're dissatisfied with where some particularly important thing for you is going, and you're feeling that there's a squandery of some sort there.
Well, I'm kind of looking at this and thinking to myself, Casey, that, the main focus of the year might be that there's going to be a lot of things distracting you, or maybe throwing you off your game a little bit as far as, your gut feelings and intuition goes. You might be getting mixed signals or confused. And I'm not sure if this is necessarily in your professional realm of reading or if this is in, just things that are happening in your own life. It's as if, you're not picking up the signals the way you should. Something is distracting you from seeing things as they really are or as you should know them to be. So you have to, realize that maybe, it's a situation that you have your own preconceived notions on how you want it to go, and you're ignoring, some gut level feelings that might be telling you otherwise.
I'm starting to see what that means there, and I am kind of feeling that too. And it is maybe about not what you're hiding from others or what is being revealed to others, but maybe what you're hiding from yourself, or maybe what you're not able to see for yourself. So, okay, that's interesting. So the second card covers the opportunities or challenges you face, and this could be really nice. It's the Queen of Cups. She just shines there, and I think that tells me that some emotional goodness is going to happen. I don't know if it's necessarily a relationship, but it could be.
It could be.
It does feel just like that's what's happening. Emotional.
Something definitely on an emotional level, that's an opportunity. Also, the fact that I feel that this is a year where, you will really feel kind of in your own right, you'll feel a little bit nurturing, like you have a lot you want to give an offer to either somebody or, some buddies, maybe a more global, more worldly kind of thing. But it definitely seems kind of benevolent and emotional for sure. And it could be the start of something new relationship-wise.
And we have Vicky with us too.
A very giving relationship. Hey, Vicky, I'll get you on the list. Welcome, welcome.
The Wench of Cups.
And what's the third card, Mr. O? The third card
is the lessons learned. What are the takeaways from next year? The things that you experience that maybe make you realize or have an understanding. And what we have is the Five of Swords, and it's reversed. And that sort of acts like what you learn is like not really something that you feel good about, that there's a sense of disillusionment or a sense of dispowerment of some sort.
Well, right. It may be a feeling of, how it may be how you feel, when power has been taken from you in some way. I feel that, this is just, and what is it again? The lessons learned. There are some hard lessons to be learned from that. And, you feel kind of vulnerable. And how did you let that happen? In other words, don't let anybody take your power from you. That's your own. And
I guess
we allow that to happen a lot in life.
I guess too, what it also means too is that when these kind of challenges, and if they're really about, swords as force, basically having to stand up for yourself or for what you believe in, how do you measure the amount of strength or force you have to apply to it, and what does that do to you when you feel like you have to really go where you don't like to go, but you have to do that?
The self-proclaimed Wench of Cups. Okay. That's awesome, Gina. The Queen of Cups used to be one of my favorite cards, absolutely. And I love this, Casey. Guess where you're going to be at next year? You are going to be on another adventure. Here's the Fool card. What a way to end 2020. With new adventures, new excitement, new outlook. Taking a risk, taking a leap into the unknown. So it sounds like, by this time next year, you're going to be off to something really fun or adventurous.
Yeah, more or less, I would have to say that basically the way it resolves is that you move on in a spectacular way, basically moving towards a new shiny golden adventure. Listen to your instinct.
So, I think what I'm looking at here, first card I pulled was the clouds, and the unfortunate clouds. And then I pulled the rope. And the rope and the clouds together, I'm getting the feeling that, there's going to be something that happens really rapidly or aggressively. You remember like this Five of Swords card reversed. I don't know why I feel it's tied into that, but it seems like something's going to happen and it's going to throw you off your game. That's why I said maybe it's tied into this High Priestess reverse thing as well. It's going to throw you off your game and you're going to feel a little bit down on yourself for a while. So don't let that take over, because like I said, by this time next year, things are going to be looking a whole lot more interesting.
What is
That's the rope.
The rope, okay.
Yep.
And that's
or the whip.
The whip, okay.
Yep.
And that's
the clouds.
The clouds, okay.
Yep.
I'm not really sure. It's kind of like telling me that maybe the way towards realization is just going to be a little bit cloudy for a while there. To me, I'm seeing this as the realization of affecting your will, even if it looks like it's like
wow, Mr. O, you may have jumped onto something here, because yeah, you're right. That could be the realization of something that's going to be kind of rock your world and make you take pause, and maybe give you a little bit of a gloomy outlook for a period of time. But I think that it will pass, like the clouds. The sun always comes out and shines again. And so that's basically the message of the clouds. It's kind of a transitory thing. It does not last forever. And that's what we have for you for the year ahead, Casey. Hope you enjoyed that. And Gina, you want a 2020 and you want it with the Lover's deck. Okay, Lover's Path. This deck is beautiful. Like I said, it is a handful. It would be, I
Kelly
like...
says he lives in clouds.
Okay. I like, and I always loved clouds as a child. I'd stare up at the clouds, looking for images in the clouds all the time.
You're welcome. I do hope that helps. Happy 2020.
Well, anyway, this deck, the only thing I wish with tarot, I love the variation of decks and themes and colors. However, I wish they'd make them the same size so they'd all be easy to shuffle. All right. Okay. That's just me, the Aries, wanting things fast, fast, fast. So I can shuffle them without a problem, get to the reading. Okay, Gina, let's see what we've got for 2020. Oh, this is a very interesting array of cards here. Some up, some down again. So the main focus for the year ahead is the Two of Wands reversed.
Well, it doesn't feel really good for businesses or enterprises necessarily. It sort of looks like there's some delays going on or some slow startups. So if it's about that, or it may feel too like maybe if you're just sort of moved into a new area of involvement in a social circle or a group of friends or peers of some sort, it's gonna be, like I said, just sort of like you're not fitting in right away at first.
Well, and I also look at that too.
Finding your place where you're at.
The Two of Wands is possibly, you feel like you've invested a lot of yourself in something, you put a lot of time, energy, or emotion into something,
okay.
And, the returns are delayed or it's not coming out the way you had hoped it would. So that seems to be the main focus for the year ahead, is maybe how to turn that ship around. And the opportunities and challenges you'll face is the King of Coins reversed. And this could indicate a setback or a downturn with money or resources in some way. It could also indicate a person who stands in the way of progress to, your vision, as depicted here in the Two of Wands reversed.
Right. It could be the idea of some person there, but it could just be those qualities. It's more likely just those situations that are revolving around maybe an aggregate of people or situations that have these abilities to basically challenge you or block some of your progress there. So they're the kind of people that maybe are reviewing paperwork over car loans or applications for projects or for jobs, and either they're just not seeing you in the light you want to be seen in, but there's somehow obstacles or impediments there.
Lessons learned. What are the takeaways from the next year? Well, you have the Four of Cups upright. And the Four of Cups upright means to me that maybe some of the takeaways will be, to sit back and to recharge yourself. Make sure you're recharging yourself from time to time and refueling your energy, and not being, not taking all of this that we just told you to heart too much. You need to make time for yourself and to focus on yourself more and not worry about outcomes so much, as you should always, put yourself first. And that's what I see here.
Yeah, and given what you've just said there, I guess that's the idea too, that you're willing to take the time to kind of scope it out and not really rush to a rash decision there. You've been there before, kind of, and so in a sense, it's a lesson you perpetually learn, or you feel pretty much embodies your situation.
And so, where will you be at this time next year, Ms. Gina? Well, KC is going to go on an adventure, and it looks to me like you're going to have some celebrating to do. That's the Three of Cups, a very cheery, happy card of celebrating something, partying hardy, which is the season,
So maybe somebody that's going to be getting married or have a commitment. Or maybe somebody that has some real good reasons to celebrate.
Or you yourself will have that reason to celebrate.
So
that's
like
kind of what I'm thinking. In the end, you're going to have to go through some little bit of difficulties and delays, and a little, with that we might get a little disappointment. But it sure seems like.
So, okay.
It'll be good.
So one of these is you, and one of these is Khalil. And one of these is Banshee, and I'm the fourth wheel. Right? Is that it? I'm the fourth wheel. Mr. O, he's actually standing behind the bushes.
Maybe you will be getting married. It's hard to say. Let's see what the Lenormand adds to this, Gina? We'll see if it comes up. Or we get any kind of clue.
It is kind of, sometimes it means that. That's why I said, someone you know. I mean, you do know yourself, so... Oh, dear.
Well, this is kind of interesting. You have the lily. And you have the whip.
Whips and lilies. That sounds interesting.
I hazard to say what this could mean, other than the fact that it seems as though, longevity, the lilies are a very nebulous card to me. I know they indicate longevity, maturity to some extent. Maybe I feel like something that happens in this next year is going to make you, reach a new level of maturity. Some of your innocence could be shattered by this a little bit, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because, it brings you new, clearer perspective and knowledge.
Well, to be totally honest, I know I was being silly there, but to me also...
Great passion.
The use of the whip also seems to imply sort of the extension of your will. I mean, we can say, oh, well, it means this, it means that, and those aren't nice things, but there's a basicness about it's the extension of your will, it's the extension of your hand, it's using force. It may not be what you want to use force for, or what should be used for. Whereas the lily, of course, is everything that Banshee has said. I can't really say anything else beyond that there's the ideas of some sort of purity and something,
maturity.
Yeah.
There's just, yes, and passion. The lilies are kind of a multifaceted card to me.
She's eating more Kit Kats.
This is my first one, at least during the live stream, that I will admit to. This is the wonderful, amazing cinnamon Kit Kat that they came out with for the holiday season. And
I think you're willful through contemplation. I think that you're the kind of person that really does have to think about some amount of things before you actually do affect your will. So bravo.
Okay. So that was yours, Gina. Happy 2020 to you.
Vera, you are next. So tell us if you want a 2020 reading or you have a question. Then Smiling Soul, Daphne, Jay Walker, Ave Maria, if she's returned, Mystic Moon, E.T., Balkus, Mystic Dreamer, Eleni, and Vicky. And we've got a full hour left, so we're going to get cracking. Love you too, Gina.
Thank you, Gina.
So glad to have made your acquaintance in the Twitterverse.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Hanging out with everybody.
And I just want to say, I am just flabbergasted. My followers lately have just really flew up there. I am now hitting over 140 followers on Twitter, which a month ago, I think I had just hit 100. Didn't I make that announcement about 100? So
Right.
we just keep rolling. I think it was less than a month ago, actually. It was around Thanksgiving time. So I am like pretty impressed. And so grateful. And having a great time. So let's see. We'll call for. Oh, there is Vera. Hey, Vera, are you here? I'm going to call for you again. You might want to type it out. Yeah.
There you are. Hi,
Okay.
Vera.
Hey, Vera. So do you want a 2020 outlook reading, or would you like do you have a question for us? New Year's outlook? Okay, you've got it. Why don't I use my Cyril Marchetti deck? Which you thought these cards were big before, but actually they're not compared to that. Are you typing?
No, I'm trying to clean up some stuff going on here, but it's resisting my efforts. There we go.
Okay, so I had one of those. And for those who didn't make it last live stream, let me just once again show off my white elephant shirt while we're waiting for Mr. O. I actually got this in a white elephant gift exchange. And is it? Oh, I got. Can you see it?
We can see it. Dear Santa, it wasn't me.
Okay, thank you. Dear Santa, it wasn't me. I have a delay on my tablet here, so I never know what's going on. Yes, I sort of think the shirt fits me in more ways than just size. I admit to being a great excuse maker at times. Okay, Vera, let's see what we've got. Okay. Mostly up, I will say. So the first card, which is the main focus for the year ahead, is the Four of Cups reversed. And the Four of Cups reversed is a card of activity, like getting back into the swing of life, getting back into things. New opportunities could come up and it seems like it's a time where, even your emotions, things will be on the upswing.
I think a lot of next year's focus will be the fact that you will have a number of ongoing decisions to make or a number of ongoing courses to pursue, and you will feel that you will need to make some amount of meditation on them, but you won't feel like you can really embrace all of them very contemplatively. So a lot of what next year about will be moving on with a number of situations and making those decisions or those processes begin working. So the second card is in the position of opportunities or challenges you're facing in this year, and we're seeing the Seven of Wands there, and he's in an upright position, or it is in an upright position. So a lot of that is telling me that there are a number of them coming at you, and some of those are actual challenges to leadership kind of things that you're involved in. They may not be that you're necessarily a leader in something, but that you're the person in charge of a particular thing. And you will find that throughout the year there may be some challenges to those areas where your expertise or your background being there is going to be possibly challenged by somebody.
Well, I look at that Eight of Wands and I think to myself, you're either going to have a lot of energy to burn in the next year, but the opportunities to me exist that there's just going to be any number of things that you could choose to do in this next year. And you're just going to want to kind of jump into a lot of them. And so I would just caution you to kind of focus yourself a little bit. Don't get too carried away, or you might burn out by year's end. You know, be careful what you focus your energy on, but you have energy to give and burn. And there's a lot of excitement, I feel. You know, I think the opportunity for exciting challenges and adventures exist for the year ahead, especially with the Four of Cups reversed. I do feel, you know, that could even be on an emotional level, you know, that there will be things opening up for you. So then the lessons learned, what are the takeaways from the next year? You have the King of Wands, which is really very good too. It's almost as if you are going to be very much in charge and in control of, you know, different plans and projects and dreams and goals. It seems as though, you know, you're just going to be able to navigate and make it happen. You're going to make something grow that's very important to you in this next year.
Right. This is a card of a person who is effecting a lot of growthful changes and a person who's been giving some amount of leadership or control over a particular situation. And so I'm feeling like this is what your takeaway is that you really are positive minded and you really feel confident about your abilities to be effectful in those areas. And I wanted to mention that I was kind of making a mistake there with this card. I was interpreting it like it was the Seven of Wands, and I realized now that I was mistaken there. So it really is more about what Banshee was saying. There was a little bit there that I was talking about
I thought you were almost close there.
Yeah, but I realize now I was really talking about some of those things as being challenges to you throughout the year. Now I just feel like they're really more like growthful opportunities, but they're going to check you a little bit in terms of the amount of energy you can really use for them. So you may have to still pick and choose.
Now, where will you be at this time next year? Well, there's going to be a sense of, and maybe it has to do with that Eight of Wands. This is the Two of Pentacles reversed. And so basically, you know, you're going to be juggling a lot by this time next year. You're going to have a lot of things going on. And, you know, it's up to you to find that balance. It seems as though you're having a little bit of difficulty at year's end with all the stuff you have to do. And so that's why, you know, if you focus yourself a little bit more and don't get carried away, don't take on more than you can handle, it should be a really productive, great year for you.
Yeah, there's a good possibility you're going to be a little bit overwhelmed and feel really like you have too many things going on. You have too many fires in the iron. So it's about a year from now, you know, really remember, you know, to pace yourself and remember that most of these things can probably still move onward into that following year, and that, you know, you'll just catch up with them as you need to. But work with your balance issues and try to keep everything in measure and pace.
I mean, it's not going to be a totally rosy year because we did get the mountains here and we got the moon. And for me, the moon, it kind of says, you know, there's definitely a potential for some great success here, but you are going to have to navigate over some obstacles first. Nothing comes without a price or a cost. You know, you have to earn, you know, the success. We don't just fall into success, most of us. We have to earn it. And so I think that you will be doing that in this next year. You know, you will be traversing some mountains, going over and eliminating those obstacles so that you can succeed and, you know, really grow something of value to yourself.
And I think that with the moon and the mountains, that also too, it's about the amount of clarity that you can perceive going on there too, and that you'll be using the moon's light and inspiration to see beyond some of the pathways you need to traverse. It's basically more metaphoric how I see that. It's just basically saying, look for what inspires you and let it move you ahead.
Okay. And so, hey, Vera, I hope that helped you. And happy 2020. I think overall it is going to be. And Smiling Soul, guess what? You are up. So if you want a 2020 outlook or if you want a regular question answered, let us know. And then after Smiling Soul will be Daphne, Jay Walker, Ave, Mystic Moon, E.T., Balkis, Mystic D, Eleni, and Vicky.
All right. More candy.
More candy? Oops. You want more candy?
I do.
Mr. O. All right.
When I saw you eat that Kit Kat.
Well, you know, I didn't even eat the 2 that I took here, but I will eat my peppermint patty now. Okay, Smiling Soul, you are up. What do you want? A question or a 2020 outlook? Okay. As much as I love cinnamon, I really love mint. Those are my 2 top things, along with chocolate.
I can't believe how good those Kit Kats are.
Okay. Uh-oh. Well, let's see. I'm going to use this deck for you. Pretty deck. The Ciro Marchetti. And we're going to throw 3 cards for that, Smiling Soul, see what comes up. And see what's coming up for you right now. And remember, we will be doing 2020 Outlook readings through, through the day, the Thursday after New Year's. So you will have another chance if you didn't get one today to get one during the next week. You want to shuffle?
Sure. I want to eat more chocolate, actually.
Well, there's not much left here. I guess I should take one of these candy cane ones.
Yes, I'm going to have to desert the live stream and go search for more
and go
chocolate.
search for the chocolate.
Candy markets are funny, Khalil, because I've been trying to find certain candy that used to be in our area market, and then it disappeared. And somebody told me it was only available online, which I didn't really want to have to deal with.
And I know that some of the big candy producers, the Kit Kat, let's say the cinnamon one, in different countries, they feature different flavors that may be more popular in those countries. They actually change their formula, to do that. Like I think Kit Kat does that with Japan. There are different flavors of Kit Kats in Japan, I think. So I don't know. I think it depends on a lot of things. Is that empty?
No.
You got a peppermint patty. All right. It's all right. I'll live. All right, Smiling Soul. Wowzers. Well, I'm going to show you all the cards first. You got the 5 of Cups reversed. You have the 2 of Cups, Smiling Soul, upright. And you also have another 2. You have the 2 of Pentacles, but this time it is upright. We had this in a previous reading. So, I have to say, the 5 of Cups is a card of new opportunities, new things happening. It could be a new relationship. It could be something new career-wise. Whatever it is, it's something that will bring you joy. There's new opportunities for happiness. And it could be a relationship, I'm saying, because you got the 2 of Cups upright. And the 2 of Cups upright is indicative of a relationship, a partnership, a friendship forming that is going to be very, very close and dear to you. And then you have the 2 of Pentacles upright, which is like a little bit of a juggling act. You have to make sure that, everything in your life, because, for example, if you're working or you're going to school and then you've got other issues in your life you're trying to take care of, you got to find that balance. And it does show that you are maintaining that balance. It can be difficult at times, but you are maintaining that balance.
Well, I see a lot of what you're seeing there too, Banshee. I do think that maybe with the 5 of Cups reversed, what I'm seeing is a little bit more about the idea that there's something that is sort of ending as this new idea
Yeah,
about a
okay.
new harmony, a new vibration beginning. So maybe that even if it's just mostly in your mind, making up your mind to abandon a certain path, but move forward with something that does seem more possible at this time. And then with the Two of Coins, I also see too the idea that it's really just about putting it all in perspective and figuring
That's
out
right.
how it works and working yourself to do that.
I like that. And now let's do a Lenormand. All in all, very good reading.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
But of course, let's see what the Lenormand. Uh-oh. Well, you have the fish, which oftentimes means resources and financials. And then you have the snake. And so I'm thinking that, financial flow is maybe going to slow, or there may be some deceptions going on, or something that could be uncovered regarding there's something sneaky and underhanded going on here as far as money or financial matters go. I really think that's relating more to that. I don't know why I don't see it relating to this as much, but that could be just something that's popping up to tell us that's out there and you need to take care of it or watch for that.
Yeah, I feel the same way about that. I sort of feel like there's an opportunity, but it's mostly an opportunity to just beware of what others' intentions are that don't necessarily line up with your own. And I think, too, that sometimes it's also about where you're willing to let your own nature lead you. That sometimes you don't have to have a direction so much as just see where things go. And sometimes where things go is the best direction for you. And that could be more in relationship to the cards, what we're seeing there.
And that's what we have for you right now, Smiling Soul. So I hope that's helped. It all looks pretty good overall, I have to say. Just that little cautionary tale about money, which is never fun. Oh no, that is not good. And that does sound sneaky and underhanded, and that's the way things are going down right now, governmentally, I think. Hey, Daphne, if you're with us, it is your turn. And you can either ask us to do a 2020 outlook for you, or if you have a question, this is your time. Okay, I don't know why. I'm going to take off my ho-ho-ho hat. Sorry. But it is bothering my ears for some reason today.
And I'm adjusting the cameras a little bit here, too, because getting a lot of light from behind, it's sort of
You're welcome,
putting me
Smiling
some
Soul.
glare. Yes, you're welcome.
Hey, Daphne. There you are.
All right.
All right. So do you want a 2020 outlook reading, or do you have a question? Just type your question if you have one. And we're ready to go. After I eat my cinnamon Kit Kat. Okay, most of the candy is gone now.
Thank you.
The mint ones are really good, Casey.
I gave her the pleading puppy dog eye look because I thought maybe she would give me the half of the Kit Kat that
But
she was
I ate
eating,
it all.
But she ate it all.
I'm sorry, Mr. O. It's hard for me to let go of my cinnamon cravings. Okay, Daphne. All right.
Lunar feelings for me.
Okay. Do you want to do your cards? Let's do yours this time. And I think I have that one spread that worked kind of well the last time.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Okay, Mystic Moon, I'll write that down. In spiritual life. All right. So basically, we're going to look at the attitude of Munir. No, actually, what we're going to do is their current situation, their attitude towards you, and where things are headed with the relationship or not. Got it.
So,
Okay. So 3 cards. Well, they're all upright.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's take a look here. Current situation with this with Munir is that it looks as though they're weighing a decision right now. They're kind of stuck because they're not sure exactly what they want to do yet.
they need more information to some degree, or they're just not really able to make that decision right now. They'd rather just sort of wait.
Yeah. So I think there's kind of a stalemate right now. There's no movement. There's just a wait and see kind of thing. But let's see. I also have Munir's attitudes towards you right now. Well, this seems to be a very, very positive attitude. Munir might be looking at you as somebody who is very generous and giving of themselves. And I don't know if you're an earth sign, but they feel some very earthy energy coming off of you. So this is very positive. This is good. It's growthful. It's positive thoughts.
Right. If nothing else, they see you as somebody that's a good partner on maybe a number of levels, somebody that they would want to work with. Virgo.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
Okay. So it fits in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's this position?
That position is where things are headed.
Okay. And it's the Seven of Wands, so
Yeah.
it shows that mostly things are moving at your pace and what you're able to basically take on as a challenge or take on as that particular struggle or goal you're trying to achieve.
Well, it's about Munir's attitudes towards her. So I would say that, I think that you
right.
could be changing attitudes positively. It looks as though here you are kind of an advantage. So I think that there is a potential here that if Munir is undecided about you in some way, that they will come with, hey,
Sorry.
was that you?
Yes.
I thought it was a cat knocking the camera and the light, but apparently it was Mr. O's long leg.
The set of TFT is haunted. There's some ghost over there.
Yeah. But I would say you have definitely some type of an advantage here, Daphne. So feel free to, go at this with some more confidence and see where it takes you. It's maybe possible you just have to assert yourself more or be more in Munir's thoughts in some way, and I think things could go your way.
Right, and thanks for that feedback. That helped us figure some things out a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But I would personally, have to agree with that too, that basically however this is working out, you're seeming to hold the advantage there. And it may just be, too, that you have to focus your energies elsewhere. That could be what the Queen of Pentacles is telling me. I know it's in a different position, but that's what you do, I guess.
I see. Well, and also now that you've mentioned that, because I just saw it pop up on my screen, I have the delay, that, what this is also could be telling me in this situation is that you are bigger than this. You don't have to be waiting on, if he's not looking at you or if he is avoiding you, you do not have to be waiting for that. You are stronger. You are a better person than that. And you could, set your sights on something that, is more, that's better for you.
Alrighty, so we're going to do some Lenormand.
Yep.
And Masonic has joined us too. Doesn't know for sure if we're going to be able to get to them on the list.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Masonic. We will see how it goes. But some people keep coming and going, so it is possible. Let me throw you at the end of the list. Welcome back, Masonic E. All right, so right here, I see that there is a park. There is like a social gathering or a park. You know, a park indicates social gatherings or things you might be going to, celebrations, and there's a bouquet. So either you're going to be getting a gift or giving a gift at this event. And I'm not really sure it's necessarily from Manir, but I do feel that, you know, this event, this celebration of some sort, maybe someplace where you might get the gift of, you know, a new relationship, or if Manir is going to come forward, it could be at this event.
I'm thinking it's the latter. I'm thinking that maybe Manir might be able to use this particular event or gathering as a way of trying to break some ice, and that maybe that is possible. Because I do feel like maybe there is this idea that they're just not exactly sure where they want to go, but they're not necessarily really predisposed. They're just sort of not clear how they want to reveal themselves.
Well, and that's a good intuition, Mystic Moon, because it does seem as though it could be a wedding celebration that this event is. So I'm not necessarily thinking it is for Daphne, but it's, you know, there is a possibility here. I just am not seeing it with a couple of the cards. I do think that Daphne has an advantage, definitely, in this situation, one way or another.
Possibly premature to suggest.
Well, good luck with
that
this,
wedding.
Daphne. I wish you the
luck.
best. And hey, Jay Walker, guess what? You are up. So 2020 outlook or a question of your choice. After Jay is Ave if she's returned. Mystic Moon will be after that. E.T., Balkis, Mystic Dreamer, Eleni, Vicky, and Masonic E. And we are definitely closing the list off after Masonic E.
Yeah, it doesn't appear we're going to have any more room for other readings. So, Dr. Victor, we're not sure we're going to be able to get to you today.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Dr. Victor. I will throw you down there, but it's hard to say. If some people have left the stream, we will be able to fit you in. Otherwise, we may not be able to today. Oh, that's a beautiful question, Jay. Let's use your deck for that. And let me see what else I might have missed here. Oh, do you guys use sage? We have, and we do. For various purposes. I don't have to sage my house to get rid of bad spirits. This house seems to be pretty clean of that. But, you know, when we create space, sacred space, when we're doing meditations or rites, of course we would use sage. Okay. Let's see what the spirit guides have for Jay today.
3 cards.
3 cards.
Six of Swords. What is that? The Sun? Whoops.
Oh, well, hold that card there that you threw out. You threw out an extra card, and we'll see if that has any bearing.
4 of Swords.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, your cards are all reversed.
They are all reversed, but one in particular I don't consider necessarily a bad thing. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing either, but what it says, it could be, though. The spirit guides might be telling you you need to get out of the rut that you're in, or, you know, that maybe, you know, that things are not moving for you right now for a reason. And so they're just trying to tell you to bide your time on that it just seems like maybe not a lot has been happening. And they're aware of that. They are aware of that situation. And some of this this is judgment reversed. And some of this may be to you because of your own.
No, it's the Sun.
Oh, is it the Sun? Ah, sorry. It's the Sun reversed. And so this may be, you know, that they're trying to tell you that timing isn't right for some things right now, for some of your plans and things to succeed, and that it's a slow process. But they also said that, in time, this is going to change. This is going to change in time. You have the Four of Swords reversed here. And to me, that is somebody who's coming out of a cocoon, maybe a contemplative state, maybe is healing from some things that have been plaguing them, whether it's physical or mental or emotional. And, you will be able to move on to something new.
I feel a lot of what you're seeing here too, that I think the spirits are kind of in a little bit of a cautionary mode in regard to a lot of things going on for you. I think they want you to take it easy, and I think they want you to try to figure out some things for yourself, because there are some little mysteries or some little deceptions going on in your life right now, I think.
Yeah.
People's motives or goals you don't understand necessarily. And I think too that they're trying to say that to some degree you have to stand forward and address some of your issues, that you can't necessarily walk away from them or try to leave them. You just have to basically stand in place at least. And maybe too, what's happening is that you really just have to kind of awaken to the possibility that you're going to have to stand up a little bit more.
Yeah, Smiling Soul, it was Jay's turn we're working on, and I'm going to throw a couple Lenormand for Jay. Well, and this is interesting. We have the first card I drew was the ship, and the second card I drew is the stork. And so it seems like a new adventure. They're telling you to kind of prepare yourself for changes, prepare yourself for something new, and maybe even, set the stage for something new, maybe something you may not have considered doing before to happen in your life. It may be taking a long journey, mental, physical, or, emotional, some type of journey in consciousness, maybe even. But something new is going to break for you, although I do think this is going to take a little time getting there, because they are cautioning you, that it's developing still, things are slow, but when it hits, it's going to hit. And you yourself, I think, are going to have to open that door to make it happen. And you will probably get messages from Spirit when the time is right.
Right. It is another indication of maybe some sort of travel, of mental only or, emotional travel. But I just sort of feel, too, that some breakthrough happens when you basically really change course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is the ship.
I like that. And that's what we have for you today, Jay. So I hope that helped. And we are moving on. I'm just going to ask. I don't think she's back, but I'm going to see if Ave Maria is back with us. Hey, Ave, did you come back? Because if you are, this would be your time right now.
Yes, and we are trying to work through a number of readings, so we're going to try to stay tighter.
Well,
focused.
I do know that some people, like I said, have left. And so we will see how it goes. So, Ave, one more shot at it.
It's funny because the other day we had a lot of extra time and we
did.
Back.
Oh my gosh, we even did tarot for tomorrow, which we hope to do again.
Tarot together.
I'm sorry.
Which was fun.
It was a lot of fun with our group, but it takes some time, and we can only do it when we have fewer people in our live stream. So maybe someday we'll just devote a stream to it, and it is what it is. We get as many readings as we can.
Last call for Ave.
That's it. Last call. And so, Mystic Moon, you wanted a general reading about your spiritual life. So we will create 3 cards again and see what we get on that. So you're with us, Mystic Moon?
I think so. They had responded to something else recently.
Okay.
Yeah, so, all right. And we know their question.
I see. What other question?
Mystic Moon's question. We know what they wanted.
Yeah, they did. General rating on spiritual life. Right. I was just reading something they wrote about how to deal with the bad spirits. And it does take time, and, if you're very sensitive and empathic like myself, it's a tricky business. And you've got to, of course, shield yourself, as best you can and allow only the good, the good in. So let's see what insights are coming through to us about your spiritual life, Mystic Moon.
Did I shuffle already?
I think so, because this is your deck.
Yeah, you're right there. I did.
I think you did. Okay. Let's see what we get.
3 again?
Yep. Well, they are all reversed. So I do see some issues here. You have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. That's the first card I drew. They're so shiny. I'm trying not to get all the glow in there. And this one is the World reversed. So this is going to be an interesting read that I have, but I think I might let Mr. O go first because I already know where I want to go with this. And this is the 4 of Wands reversed. Go ahead.
Do I have a guideline, or am I just...
This is just about what's a general reading about spiritual life.
Okay. Well.
So I would kind of merge them if they can fit together, but if not...
This is going to be a challenging road if you choose to take it or if you want to move towards it. Because what I am seeing is that you're not going to really make a lot of progress on your own. You're going to probably need to study with somebody, I think. I think you should try to find a group of like-minded people or somebody you can work with. If you can't do that, you will try to take advantage of some decent works on the material. But I do feel that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you. Some of this is going to be harder than you might imagine. I can only say that that is most likely because you still have some things that are attaching you to some mundane concerns, and you're not really able to free yourself right now to move or to try to develop in that area. And so I think you have to resolve some mundane issues. They may be about projects or things that you are also working on with other people, or maybe not, but I think you have to resolve them to some degree before you can move into this new area.
Hi, Dr. Victor. I just want to remind you, we take people in order that they came into the chat, and you are at the very bottom of the list. We are going to try to fit you in if we can. So if you just hang with us, we'll do what we can. You are the last name on the list. And if we go into a little bit of overtime today, we might. But that's it. After Dr. Victor, we can't take anybody else. And it is still a bit of a list, Dr. Victor. Here's what I would say to you, Mystic Moon. Basically, I don't think I think you have some things to overcome for sure. You have to put yourself in order a little bit more first to be able to really intuit for others if that's where you're leaning. But also I feel that maybe sometimes material, school, some of the other concerns in your daily life kind of pull you away from your spiritual realm a little bit. It dampens it a little bit. And, you're going to have to try to find that balance, maybe spend a little bit more time in contemplation and meditation to, calm the spirit and bring it back and bring it to the surface more. Because I do think sometimes we get so caught up in our everyday lives and dramas that it's hard sometimes to focus, on the spiritual side of life. And also with the world reversed, all this is basically telling me is that success takes time sometimes, and so your spirit is telling you you're going to develop in time. Don't rush this. You are young at this point, and you have a lot of ability. Often when we are, at the age you're at or younger, these things really start coming to the surface big time. And so now is the time to nurture it and let it grow within you first before you completely share it with the rest of the world. Do self-study, do it, or as Oberon suggested, find a group of like-minded people that you can work with. And also the 4 of Wands reversed is, again, to me, the 4 of Wands is a happy, good card either way. And so what it's saying to me too is, be happy where you're at right now, because the spirit is saying that, you are at a very good spot. You are right where you need to be at this point in time. And this is a time for you to start growing into that power, growing into yourself spiritually, and all will come through for you in time. And I'm going to toss a couple Lenormand for you. And this is so interesting. I got this. This is the bear. And this is the book. And what it's saying to me is, that the knowledge that you seek, spirituality, you still have to seek it. You will find your power in self-study. You will find your power in maybe even working with others. You will find your power maybe in some texts or in some knowledge gained from a mentor.
Right. I don't necessarily feel that this points you towards a group, but I do feel you are going to experience a mentorship, or at least somebody who will share information in some form. That's what the book could be. So watch for that. I think, they say that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So
yep.
You are asking the right questions, so maybe you are moving towards that direction.
Good luck. Appreciate it. And we're going to move on to E.T. Hey, Esoterics, are you with us? And would you like a 2020 outlook, or would you like a regular reading?
No.
We'll give Esoterics a few minutes. And the list after Esoterics is as follows. We have Balkis,
You're
if
welcome.
Balkis has returned. We have Mystic Dreamer, Eleni, Vicky, Masonic, and then Dr. Victor. And that will close out our day.
What is the energy surrounding my personal and love life?
Okay. Well, let's use the wonderful fat deck here.
All right.
The
ones I cannot shuffle.
Lover's Path Tarot, the one we cannot shuffle. Yeah, I am a card ruffler, and I will say these are a bit of a challenge for me. So what I tend to do is I like to bend them a little bit. I pull them out a little less frequently. Like I said, I'll probably pull them out again around Valentine's Day. But since I've been talking a lot about love this Christmas season and Yule season, I thought I'd bring them out now. Okay. So I'm just going to ask now if Balkis is in the room. Maybe I'll know and we can just move on. If Balkis is not there, then it will be Mystic Dreamer's turn after Esoterics. But, so Balkis, if you are here, speak up now. And if not, we will keep moving forward. Okay. So this was personal love life and advice.
Hey, look, it's Patch from General Hospital.
That was not from the General Hospital.
Okay, you know what I mean.
That was from
One Life to Live.
No, Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
What was One Life to Live? I forget. Sorry, soap opera. All right, so the first card we drew is, it's the Hanged Man reversed.
Is it reversed?
Yes, it is. And then we have the King of Wands upright. And then we have the Three of Coins upright. So in your personal and your love life, what does this all mean? I think what it does mean is that you need to, I think in your personal and your love life, there's two ways I can look at this. You either have to be willing to sacrifice more and give more to a partner or to, a situation in order for something to happen. Or on the other hand, maybe and I want you to think about what resonates here, maybe you are already giving too much of yourself and have felt, somewhat used a little bit. So,
well, it's also just too about taking in some of the lessons you've learned over time. And sometimes that stuff is just there. It may not be that active thing. You need to make this sacrifice. You need to consider this process. But really, you just need to reflect on the values you've already learned and let them remind you of where you want to be going.
Yes. So I think that, this is something you have to consider here. Also, in my opinion, again, if it's about giving too much of yourself, it's time to really put yourself first, maybe in a relationship a little bit. If you're always looking after somebody else's needs or desires in place of your own, this could be creating some problems. Now, the King of Wands is kind of a very fiery card here, esoterics.
But it's a positive card.
Yes.
And whether it's for your personal life or your love life, it seems to indicate you have these strong abilities to generate positivity and growth and attraction. And people are drawn to a certain level of dynamic that you have. And whether this is within your personal life and this is how you inspire them to do good or to collaborate with you, and likewise in your love life, that you are able to achieve this level of inspiration and attraction.
I think this is very positive. If this is relating to your love life, though, this could indicate somebody who's got a lot of fire energy, coming into your life, and somebody who's accomplished some pretty darn good things. So, a very creative sort of individual, maybe even out of the box kind of thinker, somebody who could be a leader of industry or some creative projects, creative pursuits. Now, the Three of Coins is interesting here, too, because the Three of Coins is kind of the master craftsman card. And so I sense in your personal life, you are painstakingly trying to put the pieces together. You're trying to put your best out there, either for someone or something in your personal life. And you're just hoping, it's enough. And I think it is enough.
I think you're going to be seeing achievement, or others will recognize achievement within you. So I think that's what that's about. And
absolutely.
So that's coming for you over the course of this year too.
So let's see. Well, it's not a 2020 reading, but it is personal life or relationships. All right, I'm going to throw a couple Lenormand for you.
Moon and Lily.
La la la. We have the lily again, which has shown up before with the rope. We also have the moon. And so what this means to me is that, you might be putting something together or doing something. And if it's a relationship, to me, since the lilies is maturity also and sometimes a little bit of longevity, I sense that you're putting something together or get involved in something that will have long-term success for you, because the moon is kind of a card of success.
Don't you have a divination set that talks about moon love? Where did I hear that term, moon love?
Moon love? I don't know.
Maybe it's David Bowie. I don't know. Well, I just feel really strong.
You think a modern love?
I really no.
Okay.
I just feel strong qualities attached to these two Lenormands, even though I don't understand the cards. And I just feel that these are about success and that these are about promoting the purest, highest essence of yourself and your being. Whether you want to call that the sensual aspects or just basically the longevity aspects. I mean, those are those two. So it's just really promoting yourself as the best positive example of yourself.
So that's what we have for you today. I hope that helps. And hey, you'll take it.
She said she'll take it.
Awesome. So, hey, Mystic D, Mystic Dreamer, you are up. And so do you want a 2020 outlook or do you have a question for us today? After Mystic Dreamer is Eleni, Vicky, Masonic, and Dr. Victor.
You are welcome. '20 outlook.
Okay. All right. How come I did not see that yet?
It just came up.
Oh, there it is.
It's not on mine.
Darn delay.
Okay, you're not just yet, Eleni, but you're soon.
You're soon, Eleni.
We just went through the list, that's all.
Yeah, we just went through the list, so you will be after Mystic Dreamer, who is getting a reading right now. And let's see what 2020 has in store for you, Mystic D. Well, I think 2020 is going to be a year of decisions for me. That's all I'm going to say right now. But I have a lot to think about in this next year. And I did some readings on solstice because it is a day to really do some readings. But I was thinking more present state stuff. Come New Year's Eve, I'll be doing all my yearly forecasts for myself because that's what I do.
Beautiful deck.
Wow, almost everything except that last card, which we'll get to that, is just amazing for this year, I have to say, Mystic Dreamer. Your very first card, which is the focus for the year ahead, look what you have there.
It's adventures and new beginnings.
You have the Fool. Adventures, new beginnings, taking off in different directions, taking risks, chances. Challenges. This is all good. This is what, makes life interesting. Sounds like all the things that make life interesting might be the focus for the year for you. That sounds pretty awesome to me. I don't know about you. And to top that, opportunities or challenges you will face, you have the Magician card. And it's right out, it's 0 and 1, and these cards are not in order. So let's think about this now. So basically, you're going to start putting everything in place pretty early to have a really successful year. You're just going to, use your skills, your talents, your abilities to good advantage in this year ahead. Whether it's in your personal life, your professional life, your studies, it looks like you're going to have everything laid out, and you're just going to set your sights on these new adventures.
Right, your opportunities or challenges will basically stretch your ability to be in charge and to apply your willpower and your creativity to a number of these decisions or opportunities that await you. So that's really a good thing too, that you're basically finding things that will strengthen your willpower.
So what are the takeaways? What are the lessons you're going to learn in the next year? And this is an interesting card to get there. You have the Page of Cups. I think I could say a number of different things about this. Actually, it could be that you will learn lessons from a possible new relationship that forms in the year ahead. This is highly possible. Also, maybe something of an emotional nature of some sort, some news that comes to you that either brings you up euphorically, I think more than brings you down, will be also something that you will learn from. This is going to be a great experience for you one way or another. It also might mean that you need to follow your dreams, that basically some of the lessons learned, and maybe it's from, taking these risks and gambles that the Fool says are ahead for you, that you will learn some very positive lessons from that.
I agree with that. I think too that what the takeaway really is here is also that you really deepen into your sense of your own mystical nature, your own poetic nature, and that you trust your intuition and dreams, and you're going to feel more empowered by the fact that more and more as you go through the year, you'll find you're able to say, yes, I was right about that. Yes, my hunch was right. I acted on my vision and it helped.
So where will you be at this time next year? This is where we have suddenly the King of Swords, but he's reversed. And so what would you say about that while I shuffle my Lenormand?
Well, I think it's possible too that this may say that some of what you will be encountering at the end of this next year, that where you will be at will show that you maybe will find yourself having to make a little bit of a harsher decision about certain things than you wanted to. And that maybe you'll learn that to some degree you have to sort of separate some amount of your emotionality and your goodwill from another aspect of truth or justice, and that you might have to leverage honesty or truth over other aspects.
Yes. And so, I think that you just have to guard against also the types of decisions you make. When you're taking these risks, when you're taking these adventures, make sure your highest good is first and foremost. Don't just do things for the sake of doing them. Make sure that they achieve something greater for you. Whether it's greater enjoyment, greater entertainment, or greater attainment. So think about that. Holy cannoli. I will say, I don't know if you are in school. I don't know if this is related to a job, but you have got the Clover card and you have the Tower card. And so what this means to me is that there is some luck coming to you, possibly with studies, possibly with some corporate interests or some governmental concern of some sort. There's some good luck coming to you. And whether you're looking for a job, maybe a government job or some type of employment, I think that that's also saying there's going to be luck in attaining that.
You're getting an appointment somewhere in some institution or area you're working at. It may be a fresh appointment coming in, or it may be something that moves you ahead there too. And I don't feel necessarily it is exactly government work, or if it is related, it's maybe more in an agency where you could possibly be doing things that are of a more softer nature that are not necessarily totally governmental. Maybe it's not even that necessarily, but I get the feeling like you are being pushed into some situation. It might be just new employment of some sort.
This looks like a very positive year ahead for you, Mystic D. So I wish you luck and a happy 2020. And we are it's 3:56. We're going to go into overtime so we will fit everybody that is currently in on the list. We are on Eleni now. And then Vicky, Masonic, and Dr. Victor. So right. Eleni, you are up, and then we'll have 3 more readings after that.
We'll move back to my deck?
Yes. Right. So Eleni, do you want a 2020 reading, or do you have a question for us?
David, currently thoughts, feels about us. Alrighty.
Okay.
We'll check in again with that. And it was awesome, Mystic Dreamer, so we hope that works out. You'll have to let us know.
Yeah, very nice reading for 2020. I have to say, this just sounds like a fun year to me. But of course, I like the Fool card. I like taking those little risks and gambles from time to time. And not just lottery. Huh?
Clarified relationship reading.
Okay. All right, then. We'll take a look at that. So are you in a relationship at this time with David? Do I cut?
Go ahead.
All right, we'll try this spread I've used a couple times now. Let's see what their current situation is. This is this first card, kind of, sort of. Okay. First card is David's current situation. Let's move on. Let's see. Okay.
2 of coins. Okay. So we have the 4 of coins. No, that's cups, right?
4 of cups reversed is the first card. We'll get to that. The second card is the Hierophant reversed. And the third card is the 2 of Pentacles upright, the 2 of coins upright. So the first card is David's particular situation at present. It seems to me David's on the move in some way, that things are starting to stir and happen for him. Not sure, this could be with relationships, either one he's in now or maybe something he's going to be moving to. But there is definitely something going on with David emotionally right now, and he's moving from a place where he has been doing a lot of soul searching and thinking about things, and that phase is ending and over.
Right. It's not so much that he has choices he's thinking about. He's just thinking about different aspects of his feelings, that his feelings are complicated about that, and that now he may be moving to a point where he feels he's refined some of that.
Enjoy yourself, Gina.
All right. Thanks,
I'll
Gina.
be with you there in spirit.
So
Get it? Spirits?
So with David, that's what it is, I think, is he's finally clarifying what he feels in certain respects.
Yes. And so this card here is actually about what his attitudes are towards you right now. And I'm not sure what I'm getting here with the Hierophant reversed. I tend to think that, he's got this attitude that maybe you are a different sort of person for him.
Well, I think there's the unconventional idea there with that, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that right now he might be interested in the relationship, but he's not necessarily interested in making the relationship more deeper. And that's maybe more my opinion than Banshee's.
I think
but
I like what he just said.
But I'm just going with that. It's like he likes the relationship where it is now. He likes the fact that there are some things about it that make it unconventional. I think that's a big part of his makeup is he likes to have some amount of ambiguity. And it's not that it's...
Maybe freedom.
Right. It's not totally that. It's not totally about the freedom or anything like that. But it is a little bit about the fact that maybe just somewhere in his mind, he hasn't totally decided he is right for a deeper relationship at this time. Or it's how he looks at it compared to other people. Like maybe some things are deep enough for him and they don't really match what other people feel. Because maybe he just really is way into his emotionality at a level that is hard for other people to understand too.
I like that. Yeah.
In a way.
Now, the third card is, will a relationship develop or deepen? We have the Two of Pentacles here, and it is upright, which is more positive. Yet, I have this feeling in this case, I just have this feeling that I'm not really sure. It's going to take some time still because it seems as though equilibrium has not been achieved yet. It's kind of like maybe leaning one way over the other way. Maybe certain concerns in David's life are taking precedence over others right now. And it just seems like there's work to be done in order to get him to come around to, consider a relationship with you.
Yeah, I just sort of feel like you're sort of in a holding pattern, and it's not necessarily a bad holding pattern. It's an alliance of sorts, and that's what I sort of feel as he looks at it, is that there is some sense of a partnership there. It just may have differing weights or whatever towards the emotional component as opposed to the just pure friendship component, as opposed to just the we're there on an emotional level for each other, but not necessarily on an emotional level of deep love for each other. It's not that he doesn't love you, it's just that he hasn't really decided what is deep love for him, maybe.
Well,
accurate. Thank you.
I have the dog, and I also have the
He's
clover.
loyal then. Yeah.
And so I feel there is some fate or fortunate thing going on with this partnership or relationship with David, but it's more on a platonic friendship kind of level right now. I sense that there's a fate at work here in some way, and whether this is deepening or not, I still feel time is a factor.
I agree with you, and at some point something hit me there when I looked at that and I said, is this fellow an old soul? Is there just something that old and deep about him? And then I pulled this card, the moon. And of course it has more dogs in it.
Not yet, Dr. V, but we're getting closer.
We're getting closer, Dr. V, honest.
There's only, after this reading, one other person in front of you.
So I do get the feeling like part of David's thing is that there's some sort of immensity of spirit age there. Like, I don't know if you ever feel that way about him. I'm not saying it's not you, or maybe it's both of you, but there's something really reserved within him. Like maybe he's just sort of feels like life is vast and endless, and if it's not this life, maybe he thinks it's the next life.
Oh dear.
I don't know. I'm making him sound like a fruitcake.
Oh,
but
no.
that's what I felt, though.
And that's what we have for you right now as far as David goes, Vicky. So best of luck with that.
Alrighty.
And we are going to move on. There are just two people left, Masonic Elite and then Dr. V. You will be up after Masonic.
We can't wait for your question, Masonic.
Masonic, you are up. You are up, and do you want a 2020 reading or do you want a general, a different reading? Let us know, and then we'll get to Dr. V's question, and we'll all find out. I think he posted it earlier, but I'd have to go through the chat to
Okay,
find it.
Masonic says let Dr. V go first.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Okay.
Dr. V.
Dr. Victor, we are ready for your question if you're still with us.
Yeah, could you repost your question? Cause
Right, Vicky, I know that it wasn't your reading. It was
it's way-
actually Mystics, right?
Oh, it was
You said
Mystics.
Vicky. You said Vicky when you were finishing up with her.
Wait a minute.
Who was the last one we did?
It was Elaine's, and then Vicky was next.
Oh, so that
I thought it was Vicky's.
Didn't we already read for Vicky? Oh my God, we're getting confused.
Uh-oh.
It was Elaine's reading. You're right. It was Elaine's reading.
It was Elaine's
But she said
reading.
your name because she had already
Okay,
crossed
Vicky,
out
I
Elaine's,
crossed you out by mistake. So, do you mind?
We're going to give Dr. Victor's reading.
Yeah, we're going to get Dr. Victor's done, and then we're going to wash all this out. Sorry about that. My apologies.
Go ahead with your question, or are you interested in the 2020 outlook?
No, he had a question, but it was way back. So, I'll see if I can find it, but if he could repost it, it would be helpful. Well, I'm going way back. I might have passed it. There, hold on. I'm not seeing it. Did he post again? Dr. V, could you repost?
When and which country I will go to my next job offer? Which month or how many weeks' time?
When and which country I'll get my next job offer? Which month or how many weeks' time? Okay. Well, that's a very multifaceted question. Let's see what we could do. Okay, well, we should throw 3 cards, and let's throw in a yes/no after that. We'll do that very quickly. Okay, so the PhD we're going to keep as a separate question, Dr. V, and we'll get to that. I'm going to ask right now, we're going to look at the card reading for when and which country will you get your next job offer and how long, roughly. We'll see if we can see that in our card draw. Might be hard for me to see an exact country, but I'll see what we come up with.
I think this is the second time that we did this to you, Vicky. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
if
Vicky,
it
I
is.
don't know how that happened.
I think what happens is Banshee crosses off the list before we're fully finished with them, and then in our mind we thought
It's the person that's not crossed out yet that I'm crossing out. I apologize. Okay. I do get a little trigger happy with my pen there, I guess.
So 3 cards.
Yes. It's 5 of Swords. Okay.
So our first card is the Fool reversed.
So,
And this is a cautionary card. Did you say there was a position, or
it's
we
from
just sort of?
Nigeria. Okay. It's basically like to know when and which country will get his next job offer, which month or how many weeks.
I get the feeling there are some delays here, and partially there's something you haven't quite finished or followed up on.
Well, it's probably the PhD. Will he get admission for that? There may be something still holding you back, I think is what he's saying. And what's that one?
The Knight of Pentacles.
Oh, the Knight of Pentacles reversed? Yeah, okay. I sense that your job offer is not going to come from very far away. It just seems like there's not a lot of movement away. It's hard for me to tell what country it is, but it might be on the same continent that you're on.
Okay.
And I do feel like right now there isn't a lot of movement going on in that regard. It seems as though...
So you're saying that the PhD, it's about an admission? Because I'm not
No,
seeing...
the PhD is going to be a separate question.
Got
but
it,
since
sorry.
he brought that up, I'm wondering if that's what's unfinished. The final, that's it. But at any rate, this is really when and where he will get his offer. I'm going to have to tell you that I don't see this happening for you for at least the next 3 months.
It could be. I'm not seeing that exactly myself, but I do see that there are delays here with a number of the situations you're looking at. And some of it, I think, revolves around the fact that there's possibly somebody who's working against you. I don't know how I can say that, but I get the feeling like maybe there is some opposition or somebody that's working against some of your work.
Well, and so what you might encounter also is that there might be some steep competition, and that when you go and you do this next interview, it is possible that somebody who has their own agenda or their own person in mind for the job is going to get that person out in front of you. I feel like that's a possibility here. It's highly competitive, it seems to me, and that's something that you're going to have to overcome. And there's going to be some momentary setbacks, I believe, as far as this goes. I would, keep trying, keep putting yourself out there, keep putting the resumes out there, but you might in fact be more successful if you did stay closer to home, is what I'm feeling about this. And also, is this the page? This is the Page of Pentacles, right? Because yes, it seems right now financial conditions are not that great. So I'm sorry I don't have better news as far as, the job offers go right now, but it doesn't seem like the time is going to happen for the first part of 2020.
There's some definite delays, and you're possibly going to be experiencing a feeling of despair or giving up on that, and you'll have to try real hard not to get too despaired there. But right now, it seems like there is a cycle that's just kind of working against you. It could be like what my partner says, is that there is a lot of competition right now for you.
What I'm going to say, right now what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick yes or no reading to answer your question about the
PhD.
The PhD. Will you get admission for your PhD next year? Let's see what the cards have to say about that. I'm going to let you shuffle, and you can cut, and I'll count them out. So just a reminder, we'll be back here next Thursday at our usual time from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 o'clock. We'll also be offering more of the 2020 readings. If you did not get yours yet, it'll be another day you would be able to get one.
Here in the States, that's the day after Christmas, so it'll still be part of our holiday episode. So you'll see our holiday opening and ending again. And we're reading those cards again for Dr. V's question about admission for his PhD. All the cats have moved away from us. There it is.
Well, I don't want you to get discouraged when I tell you this, because it's kind of a mixed bag here, Dr. V. You have one ace, which indicates to me that the question is leaning towards no. Right now, there's opposition to you getting the PhD next year. And one of the cards you've got is the Hanged Man reversed. I'll get to that in a minute. And then with that, you also have the Empress upright. And the Empress upright is a very good card. It indicates that you have a lot of creativity, a lot of ingenuity, and maybe you're going to have to use some of that to, to get accepted for your PhD. Whether it's writing a particular admissions letter or whatever it is to get through, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to be very productive. So that's why I think it's going to eventually happen for you, but maybe your first attempt or your most preferred place to do it at may not come through. The Hanged Man reversed is saying that this is going to take a lot out of you, and are you prepared? Because, you have to be willing to give up a lot to get to where you want to be. It's a lot of hard work to get the PhD.
Well, I think that's exactly what's going on here, is that there's so much of a multifaceted nature to where you can go, what you can do, how you can express your abilities, that maybe you may have to just look at this as an opportunity you're not able to take part of now and express yourself somewhere else, and that maybe you should focus in another direction. Because I do sort of feel it is leaning towards no in terms of that admission.
You know, and it may very well be that, like I said, it looked like with our other cards there was a delay in getting employment. It's possible that something may come up for you that will, you know, eventually down the road, after those 3 months, that could be steering you away from your PhD a little bit. In other words, you may have to focus more of your energy on a job or career before you can actually go forward with the PhD. Kind of thinking that.
All right, what else do we got?
I'm going to throw a Lenormand real quick, and then we're going to get to the Vicky and Masonic Elite. Let me see if these two cards will offer any further insight on what you're going to be going through here. And thank you for joining us and waiting so long, Dr. V. We apologize.
We'll have to try the 2020 Outlook another time if you can come back, because we really have to finish up here. We've already gone into overtime, but we do appreciate you waiting for us.
Okay, so this is the child card in the Lenormand, and it's with the bouquet.
Thank you.
And so what this basically means to me is there's going to be little baby steps towards success. There will be some reward at the end for you, whether it is a job or whether it is the PhD, but it's going to take some time getting there. The child is kind of slow or short moves. It's like in small steps, you are going to get there. And it's going to be, you know, if you're the impatient sort and you need things now, that might be a little frustrating for you. But I think it will come.
I get the sense that Banshee's right. You're obviously very intelligent, Dr. V, that you're probably at a younger age than I realize, and you're already trying to be admitted for a PhD work, which is really awesome. But I think it's what Banshee says is that right now you may need to slow down a little bit, but that's where your success comes, is just maybe making sure everything moves along at a pace that's a little bit more manageable, because you have all these other aspects in your life that are going on too. It's not just the dedication to knowledge and expanding yourself.
So I wish you success, and we have to move on to the next person. So, okay, now we've got a dilemma. Hey, Masonic E, could you be a real sport and let Vicky go before you, since we made a mistake? She was kind of before you anyway.
Right, we've already gone through this. They realize that.
Okay. So, Vicky, what is your question? You want a 2020 outlook? Was that what it was?
Is your ex feel destined to be with you, or are you destined to be a person you feel is your soulmate? So it's an either or kind of question. Let's do that with the golden.
Okay.
You got that?
All right.
That's
Yeah, it's like let's draw for one and then for the other and see what like an outcome.
Well, I've done a little bit of sigil work, but mostly I've worked from a couple of books. I'd have to try to remember what those books are, but basically you come up with an idea of what your mantra is, what it is you're trying to manifest, and then you create a symbol that represents that question. That part is a little involved. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Was I supposed to shuffle?
Yeah, you were. So it's a little hard to explain at this point, but maybe we could, hook up and get some other information going there. But basically, once you can create your symbol, then you just basically have to charge it mentally, candles and affirmations.
And keep it somewhere, where you will look at it from time to time.
Right,
and...
you need to work it over, at least a 7-day period. And then maybe you either burn it in a candle flame or... you dispose of it in some way, but that's when you're releasing the energy of what you've been trying to manifest.
There.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I think what we should do is draw a card for each and then a card underneath that will give more information too.
So, this is the card.
The first card is for the X. And the second card is for a person they feel is a soulmate. Wow. Let's put one underneath here. Okay, and one here. Let's leave it at that.
Interesting.
This is going to be very interesting. Okay, as far as your ex is concerned, I drew the Queen of Wands. And so basically, I sense that the X could bring out a lot of personal empowerment with you. You feel like really in your element, or maybe a little bit more creative or positive around this person. Yet, I sense here Seven of Pentacles. I sense here there are worries and there are some struggles with trying to make things work with this person. It's kind of like you feel very empowered by being with this person, but yet it seems like there's always something to worry about, or
They make you realize your higher vibration in a way. They make you vibrate to your higher self. They somehow do that for you or with you. But at the same time, the paradox is that they're not going into final gear. They're sort of sitting back and not manifesting within their own life somehow. That it's not that they don't want to, or maybe it is, you just can't quite figure that out. They just sort of want to sit back and maybe see if it happens or not. They're not necessarily employed there.
yeah, and this is for your ex. This is as far as
Phil.
your ex goes, Vicky. The next one in relation to your
The
soulmate.
soulmate.
This is very interesting. You have the
They bring a lot of solidarity and cohesiveness. They bring a lot of things that represent continuity and foundation. They have good people around them that you feel you're part of them too, in a way. Things like that, if not exactly that.
You know, what's really funny about this card when I look at it, because it's the Ten of Pentacles, you know, it's a very kind of family oriented card in a way, and or maybe even ancestor oriented. And what I'm getting from this is that it's possible that, yes, your soulmate is somebody that you may have been related to in a previous life. I hate to say it that way, but it might be somebody, you know, that you were actually family with in a previous life. And the Four of Chalices is upright, right?
Right, and so along with that idea, though, is the feeling is that they're making you feel like you have the time to really fathom the limitless in a way, that you really feel drawn to the fact that there are so many soulful things you can explore together, and that there's no pressure necessarily to make a choice. And maybe that's the thing that draws you to them, is that they're unconditional on a certain level, maybe, and that they're not necessarily saying choose. They're saying look at the feast set out before you.
Yeah, and there is sort of a lot of contemplation and thinking with this card. I mean, this is a relationship that not only would be very emotional and a closeness, but there would be a closeness of the minds and a melding of, you know, the souls. So I don't know. I almost feel, you know, I think you need to really decide for yourself here, because these are so evenly matched in some ways, except for the fact, I would say, that, you know, with your ex, it seems as though there's always going to be some worries or stresses or things that just, you know, are a little bit difficult to maintain. So it's up to you, you know.
Date them both, but
Date-
don't be serious about both until you know.
I almost think that's true. Let me pull a Lenormand on this and see if it gives me any further insight.
Yeah, you know, they apparently were there. I know what that's like. I had an ex like that once too, many ages ago. They were just there at a certain moment, and it activated a lot of things. And now it's like, no, you know. And wondering, like, how did you do that for me when you can't do this for yourself now? It was ages ago, so we will talk no more of Mr. O and that other thing.
Well, as a psychic, I don't want to say I'm passing the buck here, but I am going to pass the buck to you, because I have
get that.
gotten the Road card and I've gotten the Moon card. The moon has been coming and shining bright today. And so I'm
Interesting.
just going to say the road to success here and to the way to go is really up to you. You are going to have to make that choice. It's only you that in your heart knows what you need to be doing at this time to achieve success.
You know, the soulmate is letting you decide that for yourself. I think that you know that, but you know, maybe you're feeling like, you know, somebody's trying to make you feel like, you know, you could still work it out, but you know you don't love them. So it's really up to you what you need to decide to do. You have to just try to be their friend and make them understand that's what you're there for.
I personally feel my goal in this case is to just give you the idea of what each brings to the table here. And it is going to be up to you to really make that final decision on this one. I didn't get anything clear cut bad about either one per se, other than one requires a little bit more work on your part that maybe you're just not up for, especially if there may be somebody out there who might be more satisfying to you spiritually, mentally, as well as physically. And that's what we have for you, Vicky. I'm so glad we got you in, and I'm so sorry for the mistake. I will try. I keep trying to be more careful. So I apologize. And hey, Masonic, you are up, and we will close the day with you.
And everybody's got to stay and watch the ending because it's...
You're welcome, Vicky.
It's short. I won't say.
Oh yeah, we have a new ending for the holidays. It's short and very contemplative. And then if you missed the beginning intro that we created, do catch the video, that will be posted on YouTube of the stream. And just watch the first few minutes of it. And you'll see our cats. That's a plus.
And the holiday poems.
And the holiday poems for this year.
Okay, you are welcome, Masonic, to putting you on the list. Will you win the disability case by the first of the year?
Okay, we're doing a yes-no on that for sure.
Go ahead and shuffle.
You are welcome, Masonic. We didn't want to let you go by. Especially since you've let people go in front of you, and we really appreciate that.
This is the second time you've done that, too, I think.
It is. I believe, and it was to Vicky. That is correct.
There's some weird karma between you and Vicky and us.
Well, I think, we have Vera, we have Vicky. Maybe I start crossing the streams, although Vera was way up there on the list.
It's true, so who knows?
I don't think I can use that excuse this time.
We have to do better.
Of course.
Of course. It's fine.
Oh, hey, she's got a question for you.
Possibly.
It's not a bad topic for him. He knows his stuff on this.
I will. I can't promise it'll be real soon, but it'll probably be between January and February, maybe, if not earlier.
Oh man, I am off through till January 5th. I'm off of work, or 6th, and I'll tell you what, Masonic, I'm going to be doing a lot of sleeping. And relaxing.
Smiling Soul, you're giving me an idea, though. And
do you have to shuffle or cut?
Cut.
Okay.
And I appreciate that. Maybe I'll let
Pick
you
it
know
up
what
and
that
I'll
is
count
soon.
them out.
What?
I'll count them out. We're doing a yes/no.
Did you count them already? Oh, you're counting them out. Okay. Never mind. It's the way you said it.
Yeah, well, we usually don't do it that way, so I apologize.
Maybe we're both tired.
Maybe we both need a nap.
Excuse me.
Well,
It's
it
not
is
very
leaning
positive.
towards no.
Yeah.
And that could just mean it's not going to happen by the first of the year. You did get one ace and it's reversed. It's the Ace of Pentacles. You have some powerful cards here, though. You do have the Knave of Cups, and that's come up before on Mr. O's deck for people. And you also have the Wheel of Fortune, one of my favorite cards. But, of course, the wheel spins both ways. Sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. Right now, it looks like it's spinning in your direction. That things are actually, not necessarily going to turn out bad, but it may not happen by the first of the year is what I'm getting here. And fate may have some role to play in this. I don't know what it would be. Maybe there's some kind of delay that happens unexpectedly. Something comes up and it has to be delayed. But you have the Knight of, or the Page of Cups here. And to me, that means that there is going to be good news in the end on this. So I'm thinking the answer is not by the first, but it may, in fact, you may win the case.
It looks fortuitous. It just is not necessarily happening in the time frame you've indicated. So that's, I think, the best answer there. And I just feel, too, that it really is emotionally strong feeling with this, that it's happening.
And, the wheel, too, is also a card of time as well. The passage of time, fate.
Yeah, you have to keep going back if they say no the first time sometimes.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Sometimes it works that way.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, let me throw a couple Lenormand for you. Oh my goodness. This is about as ambiguous as it gets, but you are going to get some type of news. We have the birds and we have the rider. And that means news is coming to you. And I sense it is going to be coming fairly soon. And it might talk about a delay. I'm not sure.
Because these sort of suggest a delay, but these
there's
don't.
some news coming.
But Masonic says they've already been waiting years. So it may be that just things are finally changing. A lot of things that have happened recently with Jupiter and Capricorn placements, Jupiter moving into Capricorn, I think Pluto oppositions, all seem to indicate that a lot of financial fortunes are changing in the next year. I don't remember the exact effects, mostly for the better.
Okay,
so you may want to just look at some astrology stuff and look at Jupiter's role in some of this, because it does seem like some financial prospects are getting better in the next year for a lot of people.
So that's what we have for you, Masonic. I wish I had a little better news, but hopefully this will resolve itself. I'd like to say that I see, even though we got a probable no, that there is some positive elements to this reading. So I'm really hoping it does work out for you. We'll just have to see what time brings. And the wheel, like I said, is all about time. So we're glad we're able to get everybody in today. We want to thank everybody for coming and hanging in with us, as we've went a half hour into overtime now. But it is the season. We're always grateful and happy to be able to read for everybody, and we hope you get what you need out of our readings.
Don't forget to check out our TFT tarot reading for each day, which is posted on Facebook and Twitter in the evenings. And we will return on Thursday, the day after Christmas, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And once again, we thank everyone who came tonight, and we hope you enjoy tonight. It's already night where Kelly was at.
That's true. Thanks to everybody, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.